Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, bringing you some commentary over some 25-1 Legendary Slayer gameplay. You're probably wondering at this point in time why I haven't posted any Legendary Slayer gameplay previous to this. Kind of have a couple of reasons. I mean, in some ways I just haven't enjoyed Legendary Slayer enough to continue playing it. That's kind of for three reasons. The first of which being that I don't really like the power weapon placements, especially like on maps like Adrift and Solace. Adrift, the problem is, you know, two Spartan lasers opposite sides. I don't think they even put any time into thinking, would this work? You know, first of all, the Spartan laser isn't as powerful as it was in Halo 3. It's got way less splash damage, way less, like, you know, you have to be completely precise to be able to use it. And secondly, Adrift is just a close quarters map. It's got so many tight corners that the Spartan laser just wasn't engineered for that map. It just doesn't work in that way. You know, there's so many flanking routes, so many tight corners, you need breathing room with the Spartan laser. The bottom line is you need breathing room, and you don't have it on that map. Solace is the opposite problem in that you've got concussion rifles either side, and yet you need tight corners, you need close quarters, and you don't get that. You know, you have to run across the map with a concussion rifle and try and get to people, and it just doesn't work. The concussion rifle spawn on Haven works really well, though. I think the Haven spawns for Legendary Slayer are the best. You've got rocket launcher top middle, you've got concussion rifle one side on closed ramp, and you've got open ramp is sniper rifle. That works, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. In fact, I think they work better than the default Infinity Slayer spawns, because everyone has to fight for rocket launcher, but then you've got these other weapons that can supply an additional advantage. I think it works well. Another problem I have with Legendary Slayer is the assault rifles primaries. Everyone and their grandmothers have talked about this. They don't really like the assault rifles. You know, in Halo 3, you had assault rifle starters, but you also had the chance to veto for BR Slayer. And, you know, that was such a famous saying within the community. Veto for BRs. That's what everyone thought because they didn't like the assault rifle start. The average competitive or even semi-pro player does not like the idea of assault rifle starts. Assault rifles are just pretty dumb, and I think they work too well on this game, if I'm being 100% honest, with the sprint additional as well. I'm not going to say they're overpowered, but they can get pretty frustrating, and they can sometimes beat a power weapon in a situation that I wouldn't expect them to. So yeah, that's it. And like, the third reason I just haven't commentated Legendary Slayer is because everyone has. Everyone's done it, and I don't think there was much I could add to the discussion that was particularly interesting, so I just chose not to. But I thought I'd show off some gameplay. This was a pretty nice one, so I wanted to show it to you guys. I had a commentary topic I wanted to talk about today, and that is regarding Kinect. And, you know, I basically was inspired by More Console. If you don't know, More Console is a YouTuber. He does mainly news videos, but he has some interesting discussions about Xbox One stuff from time to time. And this was a discussion regarding Kinect and how, you know, is Kinect going to be good or bad? And I kind of wanted to add in my 2 cents. Because if I'm being 100% honest, I don't like Kinect, and it's not for the reason that I think it's going to be an invasion of privacy in the next, you know, gen. I think that is a problem, and I'm totally okay with people being 100% passionate about it. Just not something I really care about. I mean, like, I feel like if the government or the FBI or the US government wanted to get to me, they very easily could. And Microsoft, on the other hand, I mean, I understand how it could be a slippery slope. You know, we let them have this, we let them put CCTV cameras in their house. What are we going to let them do next? And it's just a slippery slope. Things are going to get worse and worse. And I understand, you know, it's bad, but it's just not a war that I'm particularly passionate about fighting. I let the other people do it. It's not something well, once again, it's not something I feel like I'm going to add much to that discussion, so I'm not going to bother. And I'm still going to get an Xbox One. I love the console too much to worry about my privacy. I'm willing to give up my right for better gameplay. I'm sorry, it's just how it goes. I'm a bit of a dumbass in that respect. But whatever. I had another problem I have with Kinect is regarding how I would compare Kinect is I would compare it to 3D cinema viewing. You know, 3D cinema, you have the option to do it, but in my opinion, the technology for 3D cinema just isn't there. Do I think it's cool? Do I think it could be good in the future? Yes. But the fact that they impose it upon you, I just find a bit dumb, because I just don't think it's there to make a viewable. It's not worth it. It's not worth paying the extra price for a cinema ticket. But the difference is, at least with 3D cinema viewing, you have the option to do it. You can still watch regular, whereas with Kinect, you don't. Kinect, the technology is not there enough to make it worthwhile to play over using a control. Control, you have ultimate flexibility, you have ultimate control over your movement, and I think control is just as good as it needs to be, until they find a way to pretty much move you into the universe without you having to move. And I think this is where Oculus Rift looks really interesting. If you haven't seen Oculus Rift, you basically put a pair of goggles on, and it's like you get transported to that world, and it's meant to work really, really well. It's meant to feel real, feel vivid, like you're actually there. And I don't think that, I think the technology will make it there eventually, but it ain't there yet. And the problem is they're shoehorning previous existing franchises into Kinect, to a degree where it annoys me, and it feels like Kinect is only going to get in the way of my gameplay. It's not going to enhance it in any way, shape, or form. You know, when I look at some of the franchises that they took Kinect and played around with, they took Fable, they made a game with that, slowed down Fable's development time. They took, what game was I going to say? This is annoying me. They took a Sonic game, they took Sonic Free Riders. I would have liked to play a game like that, but no, I don't get to play it as a result. There's plenty of games that just got made into Kinect games, and I hate it. Like, I just don't think the technology is there until it becomes a virtual reality and it is seamless, until you are like literally transported into that world. What's the point? It's just a casualized, slowing down my gameplay experience, and it's nothing I'm interested in whatsoever. Compare it to 3D cinema viewing. It's just when fucking companies try to get you to try something that they want to do, you know, they act like they paint a coat over it to make it seem as next gen and as, you know, futuristic as possible, but the bottom line is it isn't there yet. It ain't seamless, it ain't there yet. And it's a shame, because when it does get there, I'll be a big proponent of it. I'll be very excited for it, and I will play it probably quite a lot. But right now, no. It's not going to happen. I don't want to play Kinect. My controller's better. I have more precision. I have more control over my movement with a controller than I ever will with Kinect. Kinect will always feel imprecise to me. It will always feel awkward just standing in my room, awkwardly staring at my TV, shouting things at my TV. That just sounds dumb to me, if I'm 100% honest. And it's not something I can be excited about. I just feel like it's slowing down gaming. It's the same with Wii. Nintendo was almost ruined by the Wii, in my opinion. You know, it made the sales figures, whatever, but God, I miss Nintendo 64 and GameCube gameplay experiences. Whatever. I'm Modest Major. Hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. Peace out.